Bluntz, coffee, and tea. Your cannabis-infused refuge. Coming through with news from the streets, behind the bars, and entertainment. It's nothing you heard before and everything you wanted. Join Loso and his friends as he stimulates your mind with crazy stories and unpopular opinions. It's like a talk show, except we curse a lot. Y'all ain't ready for a Loso podcast.
What's going on? What's going on, world? It's your boy Loso, aka Cognac Poppy. Up in this biatch, we got Nique and Gio with us. What's up, G?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Nique, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. I didn't know you was a Cognac Poppy, though.
Well, I was originally the Champagne Poppy, but somebody stole that.
Oh, is that what it is?
I no longer could call myself that, so...
Now you the Cognac Poppy.
Yeah, that's
all
what
right.
I'm going with.
All right, got a nice little ring to it.
You like that, right?
I do.
I need to coin that right now.
Somebody get a little sip of Loso.
Yo, you made me forget what I was going to say.
You blushing?
All right. Nah, I ain't blushing. All right.
Get tough, nigga, get tough.
First of all, before I say anything, I just want to show my appreciation to everybody that has left a review on Apple. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I know I reached out to a couple of people and they did exactly what they said they was going to do. So I'm grateful for that. Also, for all the people that donated, Candle Lady, 413, Latoya Vegas, and Javier Sanchos, thank you for donating. I really appreciate it. That money goes directly back to the podcast so we can keep doing what we're doing over here. I don't know, like, I was supposed to get some groceries and I completely forgot I was supposed to do this podcast. So luckily, you know, since we got Instagram as, you know, our affiliate, I can actually just order, you know, my groceries from Instagram. And by the time I'm done with this, the groceries will be over here. So I still got that promotion going on. It ends this week. The fuck was that? Yo, I don't even know. That shit sounded like a jet. My fault. Anyway, you still get 20% off. So if you use, all you have to do is go on my website, www.bluntzcoffeetea.com, and I'll just click on the link on any of the tracks, and it'll send you right to Instacart, and you'll get the free promotion. It's only for new people that sign up, though. So if you haven't signed up for Instacart yet, you get it. They even got Family Dollar on there. They got your local supermarkets. Some bodegas is even on there, corner stores. So with that, and last, shout out Ohio, Houston. I see y'all guys listening. Like, I just wanted to just show love. New York, Jersey, Massachusetts, what it do? France. How you say hi in France? Nique?
Why am I the French expert? And I'm Jamaican.
I don't know.
Bonjour. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, all right, G. All right.
G.
You know some shit. All right, bonjour then to all the people in France and everybody else everywhere in the world that's listening to. We really appreciate it, and we got a great show for you today. But before we do all that, I'm gonna let Nique got some crazy ass tea she wants to talk about, so I'm gonna let her do it. Nique, what's up? What's the tea going on for today?
All right. If you've been paying attention to the news lately, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been back in the news, but this time because of good old Oprah Winfrey. Oprah held an interview with the ex-royals this past Sunday that can only be described as a tell-all interview with Meghan and Prince Harry. Shares shocking accounts of racism among the royal family, questioning the skin tone of their then soon-to-be son Archie, as well as Meghan's mental health struggles under the immense pressure, being ignored, and Prince Harry revealing that his father, Prince Charles, becoming cold and unresponsive to him once he revealed he wanted out. On Tuesday, 2 days after the world had watched and talked about the interview, a statement from the Queen expressing sadness and a push to handle this within the royal family. Naturally, there's a divide amongst everyone on this issue, with a good old-fashioned America versus the Brits opinion battle on social media. But how are y'all feeling about this? Should Meghan and Prince Harry have kept it in the family, or was this a need to expose the royal family's treatment of these now ex-royals? Was that needed? Sound off in the comments or DMs for us on Twitter and Instagram at Bluntz Coffee Tea. And speaking of royals, Coming to America is out on Amazon Prime since last Friday, and it's the...
That shit was whack. Oh, there we go. My mic was off. That shit was whack. I watched it. I didn't like it.
Oh my goodness.
Yo.
Well, you know what? It's the most streamed movie in an opening weekend thus far. And as far as the setup is, it's one hell of a star-studded cast. You gotta admit that. I mean, everybody was in it. Michael Blackson.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, if you go to watch it for the performances, because there was some mad dope performances there. But like for the actual like storyline, you're gonna be disappointed. If somebody old enough like me, or if you watched like the original, it's nowhere near as good as the original. Not even close.
I don't know. A lot of people liked it. I think it
I don't
has...
give a fuck what a lot of people say.
Some people really liked it. Anyways, the plot is about Prince Akeem, played by Eddie Murphy yet again, who learns he has a long-lost son in the United States in Queens, New York, and he must return there to find and meet.
I'm not getting paid for that.
Oh my goodness. I wanted people to know this plot line.
Nah, they don't need to know all the plot line.
They need to know. Anyways, you know, like all sequels, there's mixed reviews. Clearly, Loso has a lot of opinions on it. Hate it or you loved it. You know, make sure you sign off in the comments for us. And let us know, was it worth doing a second one or not? And going on today's theme, here's a little entry to the memoirs of a very famous side chick. Tiger Woods' mistress Rachel Yucatel, famous for the 2009 sex scandal that ultimately ended Tiger's marriage, is in the news recently, having been booted from her Manhattan home for old rent. But what's most interested in the saga is that why
do we care about this bitch?
Listen, she's tells her story. She tells her story on HBO's documentary on Tiger. She did an interview with Extra earlier this year saying she wanted to be. She wanted to be.
She's a side. She's not even.
Listen, she tells her story, and it's on that HBO Tiger documentary. But a lot of people.
This is what's trending?
Yeah, listen, she's been in the news a lot. She made comments on when he was in his accident, then her being like booted, and she apparently got like a 6-figure deal right now to be on some platform called Sugar Babies. I guess promoting sugar daddies and sugar mamas. So she doing all right for a side chick, I'll tell you that. But if you feel like you want to see that episode of Extra where she sort of tells her side of the story, we're going to have it on our Twitter page at Bluntz Coffee Tea. So feel free to sound off in the comments on all the tea for today of episode 7, and maybe those will feature your comments. So make sure you say some good stuff up in there. All right. That's it for today, y'all.
Yeah, that was great. That was dope. What's up? So what's I don't get it. What's up with the royals with Meghan Markle? I just don't get it.
Well, so they did this interview on Oprah, and it's been, you know, aired in the United States first, and then it sort of hit England as well, and there's just been a lot of controversy about clearly the accusations of racism and racism that she experienced, about mental health. Like, people have lost their jobs now, talking about saying things like her mental health stories maybe lies or not true. So there's just a lot. I guess it's more of people feeling shocked about her experiences and sort of the establishment that sort of runs all of, you know, what the royals do, but like, not really listening to her. This is the
kind of shit that be pissing me off. Like who would be surprised? Like, I mean, it's England. It's the royal family. They're all white. Like, they wouldn't be okay. They don't even like. They wouldn't even have like. Remember when Princess Diana, there was some beef, that she wasn't even really royalty or some shit.
Well, it's
And
interesting that you brought that
was,
up because they're saying like a lot of things. I saw another article that's saying that a lot of things that she brought up was also replicated in an interview that Princess Di did as well. So I guess there's some connections there in what Princess Di has said in her story to what Meghan Markle was saying. So apparently, you know, whatever these underlying issues are, they've existed before in some way, shape, or form. Whether or not people believe that or not, you know?
Yeah, they all racist. Shout out to the UK. I know there's some that listen out there. I mean, I don't get it. I don't really like, I really don't really like talking about politics on this show or things that, it's uncomfortable. Like, that's not that it's uncomfortable to talk about, but that's already been talked about and already divided enough people as it is. And I ain't really beef for that shit. But sometimes, like, shit like this, sometimes you got to point out, especially if it's all over the news. And it's just plain and simple, like, it's a blood, on my point of view, it's like a bloodline thing. Like, if this was like a country in Africa or South America with royalty or something, you feel me? And a white person wants to come in, like, the royal family will feel some type of way because, there's a certain pedigree and bloodline that's expected from a royal family. So I could get that part. What I can't get is just like the dumb shit that's around it and all the ignorant racist shit that's around it. It's not needed. It's not necessary. But, there's still people that just think like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, ain't no point in really talking about it at this point. Like, it's been said enough. It's just like, we still just live at a time where people don't understand everybody human.
Mm-hmm.
It's just plain and simple. I don't give a fuck you don't like me or you don't like that person. At the end of the day, you're a human. We're all humans. If we wasn't all humans, you couldn't get a Chinese bitch pregnant. If you wasn't Chinese. You know what I'm saying?
The logic on that. I mean, like, but it makes sense. I guess what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I can't fuck a dog and get it pregnant. I can't fuck a cat and get it pregnant. I can't fuck a monkey and get it pregnant. But I can fuck a human person that's a different shade of me and get it pregnant. We're all human beings. That's the only difference that separates us. Legit, the only difference that separates us is the skin tone and a couple of other fucking features. It's not that serious. That's why I said racism could be gone, but hate will never be gone. These motherfuckers will always have a reason to hate on people. Because you got blacks hating on other blacks, Spanish people hating on other Spanish people. Like, it's just in us to, like, to have some type of opposition. And it's just like, but it gets tiring to always just have to talk about it, or it still get brought up around this time. You would think we were smart enough at this point. Like, back then, it was different. We didn't know what we know now. We got all this knowledge to know better. And the fact that people still, like, go out and still make assumptions or just be on some ignorant shit is corny.
Right.
It really is. But, so yeah, on to the show, episode 7, Memoirs of a SideChick. This is a crazy episode. It's a crazy episode for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
For one, because I'm actually not going to be doing a lot of the talking this one. And for number 2, is just that I'm really proud of Nique for really being part of this show and what she's about to share. Because, I've been reaching out to a lot of people and it was really hard to get. Mind you, there were some people that wanted to come on this show, but because of, life and just situations that's going on, it sucks for a lot of people out there. And if it sucks for you, just know it sucks for everybody. Just know we all here. We all dealing with it with you. So just don't think you're alone. Because there's a lot of people, and I remember I was, talking to Nique about it not so long ago. Like, everybody's going through something. Like, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, this virus shit, I don't care what side you on or what you think about it. One thing we all could agree on, it fucked everybody up mentally. Like, it's just, everybody just fucked up. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's just my opinion on that shit. But it takes a lot to open up yourself. I do it no problem because most of my information is searchable anyway. So I'd rather tell my version of it because you're gonna see it anyway. So I'd rather y'all hear it from me and know, my side. And there's no reason, like I said, I can't call myself a real one and then not be, I learned this word today, transparent, and not be transparent with myself. But so yeah, I've been through situations of because there's guys that've been side dudes. Most guys are cool with being a side dude. G, would you be cool being a side dude?
Hell no. Hell no.
Why is that, G? I want to be a little side thing.
Hell no.
I know a lot of niggas. When I was younger, I was with it, and I was a side dude for a lot of chicks, especially and it's gonna sound funny, but especially for a lot of like rich white girls, like I was really like their side dude. And one particular situation, which became a movie, was I was dating this. I was actually dating her. I didn't know.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna light this blunt. Hold on, I'm gonna light it.
You ain't like the blunt yet?
Hold on. I turn off. Go ahead, cause I know it's gonna be a nice story. Go ahead.
Yeah, now's the time.
God.
Now's the interlude. Light the blunts, y'all. It's about to be an only story.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well get your coffee. And for those that don't smoke, get your coffee or your tea or some wine. It's gonna be a crazy one right now. Yes, I'm gonna take y'all
Down memory lane.
all the way down memory lane. I don't really know how down memory lane because I really forgot how long ago it was. But I'm gonna go with the most recent one. How about that? And I don't know if I should be telling this. G kind of knows this story though. So I met this chick, right? And we was talking and everything was cool. And like I met her through a mutual. I don't want to get nobody in trouble because these people are still together. But I met her through a mutual friend. And I didn't know what I know now about this person, but at the time I was talking to her, all I knew is that she was going back to school for a nursing degree or license. I don't know how that shit works, Nique, but whatever the fuck you do to go back to go be a nurse, that's what she was doing. So then she also had a kid, and so she had a full-time job at a salon, so she was always busy. So I didn't get to like see her very often. I mean, maybe I seen her like probably like four times out the whole month and shit. And I didn't even stress about it because I was busy around that time, and I was just on some shit like whatever. It kind of worked out for me. You get what I'm saying? So but then I started catching feelings. Like I was really digging her. I was really liking her, and I wound up going to. This is how I found out that she was married. I wound up going to Target. I never go to Target for nothing. Like this is why I found out that Target is like for upper middle class white people version of Walmart. Because
Facts.
Because I ain't never been in there, but apparently that's a place.
Tajay. It's Tajay.
All right. So. But I forgot why I went there, but I was with one of my boys. We went in there for some stupid reason. We was looking for something. I think it was a phone or some shit. And as I'm going there, I'm in the aisle and I see her. And so I say her name. And so she looked back and she just gets pale. And so then I see her like next to some dude. This motherfucker looked like he looked like Machine Gun Kelly without the tattoos and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm mad as hell because I see him, and then I seen her daughter and shit, and it look you could tell like it's a whole family thing going on. Like the shopping cart was full, and I'm just like, the fuck is going on? And so like the dude, like I said it so loud, so he heard, so he's looking at me, so I'm just looking at her. So I walk off. I didn't know what to say and shit. So she actually winds up following me out, and she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't want you to find out like this." I'm like, find out what? And she's like, "I'm married." I'm like, damn. I like, how the fuck, yo, And the crazy shit, the night before, she was talking about like she wanted to be with me, she wanted to have my baby, all this crazy shit, right?
That was the licking. That was the licking. You know how it is.
Yo, nah, this bitch was sober. What the fuck you talking about? That was the dick. That's what that was.
That was a pillow talk.
Man.
The pillow talk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So she talking about she want to have my baby, all this other shit. I'm like, damn, like I'm broke as shit. Like, what the fuck you talking about? That's the first. That's legit what I told her. I was like, cause at the time I ain't had shit. I ain't even had a whip. So I'm just like, damn. But she, you know, she's hit me with all these fantasies that, cause her family like was rich. When I say they were rich, they're like they were rich. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Cause she probably listened to this shit. But I was mad. So naturally I walk out. And my first instinct was like, for some reason I just wanted to knock the dude out. I don't know why. He ain't know me. And he probably didn't know what the fuck was going on. But she follows me outside the mall and she's like, you know, still trying to tell her side of the story. And she's like, oh, you know, I just feel trapped. Like I wanted to tell you this and this and that. And I'm just like, you know, I'm already over it. I'm just, you know, I felt just mad stupid because like now like mad shit was making sense. You know how you just like let certain shit slide? And then I was just like, damn. I was like, yo, I don't mind being a side nigga when it's on my terms. You get what I'm saying? But when I don't know, like I feel salty as hell, and then I feel stupid as hell. So I'm just like, yo, how the fuck this no offense, but this little ass Becky, like outsmarted me. Like I was just like, I was really bad. I was like really like, yo, I really got outsmarted like this, and I was just, and so like that shit was unforgivable for me. So you would think that that's the end of the story, right? That I just was like, whatever. But you know, just like any other black or brown man, like, you know, when that Becky calls, they come and answer. So we wound up actually trying to like, she told me she broke up with him, that she was going to get an apartment somewhere else, and that, you know, she ain't need her family, that she was all about me, and that she was just going to be about daughter.
Sold you the dream.
Yeah.
Sold you the dream.
So it was a whole movie.
You was with it.
Yeah, I was with it. You know,
I was with that vanilla chai latte.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted my little white family. Fuck it.
Little blended family.
I wanted a little not German Shepherd. Nah, I don't like German Shepherds. I don't like cop dogs. Fucking what the hell they call Golden Retriever? Yeah, I wanted to, you know, we was talking about getting a Golden Retriever, all this stuff, right? Hey yo, none of y'all better hit me up or Messenger or any of my DMs making fun of me about this shit, alright? But yo, I was really like, yo, I learned a long time ago. This is why I don't date white women no more. Like when you date white women, you just have to do white people shit one way or another. And like I don't have anything against what white people consider fun. I just don't find it fun. So like she wanted to go camping, right? And I was just like, I ain't never been camping before. I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. She convinced me. She was just like, yo, we're gonna be under the stars. You know, you already know, right? So it's like,
with no toilet and bugs and wildebeest
and bears. Because when we went, there was fucking bears and shit.
Listen, but no.
So anyway, we go over there, right? I wind up going and shit. Mind you, your boy Loso did pretty good in the woods, man. Like I started a fire and everything after I Googled it and shit. I was able to start a fire. Like I felt like I was one with nature that day. Like I felt like, you know, pretty good. Everything was going good. Next thing I know, I just hear like this fucking music blasting. But I don't know what rock music it was. I just know it was some suicidal shit because he kept talking about like how he gonna kill her. Like that, like it literally, that was the lyrics. Kill her, some shit. And yeah. And it's this car, this nigga had a Mustang. Like, and so it's speeding and it's her ex-husband, or well, supposed to be her ex-husband, right? Comes speeding through and shit. So I'm just looking, and I'm looking at her, and she's just shaking her head. Like, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe he came out here. So I'm just looking at her, And I'm thinking, this is about to be some stupid ass shit. And I'm in the middle of the woods with all these white people. And I was like, I cannot I cannot be aggressive right now. I was like, I gotta figure out what the hell's going on here and shit. I really was thinking like, damn, this is possibly the worst scenario I could possibly be in, because there was really nowhere to run. Where the fuck I'm gonna run? They already told me there was bears in the woods and shit. So it's like 4 motherfuckers get out the car, and he starts storming right to her, and she's like little as hell, yelling at this tall, lanky motherfucker. And he's like, you need to get in the car. So he starts pulling her hair. Now, this is a moment in a man's life that he has to make. Whether he's going to save the hoe or he's going to let the hoe go. And so I decided to let the hoe go, because I wasn't going to save her. I was like, he started like pulling her hair and started choking her out. And I was just standing there. And her sister looks at me and is like, you're not going to do nothing? I'm like, fuck no, because I don't even know what the fuck going on. And I was like, for some reason, I ain't gonna lie, I was enjoying watching him choke her the fuck out, because I know she was doing some bullshit again. And come to find out, she was still seeing this nigga, and it was just a whole thing. So I was done. Like, I wound up leaving, and I never talked to her ever again after that shit. But she wound up hitting me up, talking about she was pregnant.
Oh man.
Yeah. And so I was like, and that's how I responded. I was like, and what the fuck does that mean? And she was like, oh, I just, I don't really know. It could be yours or his. And I'm like, what kind of Maury shit you got me on? And so I was just like, listen, go through the motions. If it winds up, that you wind up having this kid, I'll do a DNA test. I doubt it's mine, though, because I know I wore condoms with her. But whatever, I wasn't about to argue about this dumb shit. I just didn't never want to see her again. And I'm telling you right now, I did some scumbag shit, because I didn't wait to find out if the kid was mine or not. I blocked her on everything I possibly could and shit, and told her sister if anybody tried to contact me, I was going to kill her. Like,
What the fuck?
I'm dead ass. Hey, yo, I was so bad. I was like, yo, my heart was broken. I was like, yo, I never want to see this shit ever again. But I was like, I left some form of avenue to contact my mom, just in case, I had to take the DNA test.
Your poor mother. Do not contact me, but you can call my mother.
Yeah, because I didn't want to have a guilty conscience of leaving a kid out there. You get what I'm saying? So I was just like, but I never wanted to speak to her ever again. But she never wound up contacting me, and I don't even think she wound up having a kid. I think she had a miscarriage or some shit. And I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was relieved, because I was just like, damn, that was gonna be a whole fucking Maury situation. I would have been mad as hell. And just like, for a while, I was just like, I really got paranoid with females, because I was just like, damn, like, yo, are you sure you're not married? Are you sure you're not seeing nobody? Like, because I just didn't want to be in a situation where I felt like, I don't mind being a side dude as long as I know. When I don't know, and a lot of females be playing that funk too, because, it always makes it seem like it's always the dude that's doing shady shit. And I remember I was telling somebody, just females just do it better. But like, I've been a person, like, I seen a lot of things. Like, I have a lot of female friends, and I seen how they play dudes, and then I just seen me, and how even somebody I didn't even think could play me wind up having this whole life, because dudes are stupid. We're stupid. We just believe women, even if we don't believe them. We still believe them. That don't make sense to y'all, but Gio knows what I'm talking about.
That's some real shit,
Like,
though.
even if we don't believe y'all, we believe y'all, because y'all make us feel so guilty but for the littlest things and shit. So we don't so y'all get away with murder. Like, y'all legit can be fucking 3 niggas and we would never know, because the way y'all do is just not. We're just stupid about it. Like, anyway, Nique. So I'm sure you got something you want to talk about.
Absolutely. I got a lot I can talk about. one thing I resonate with your story is about like doing it on your own terms. So I think that there are two kinds of like side chicks, side dudes, whatever you want to say. Is like the person who's in it and don't know, and the person who's in it and do know, right? Like the people who do it on their terms. I've definitely been both in my life where I didn't know and then been in it as a person who do know. So when I didn't know, here we go.
All right, hold on. I'll do it for you.
Down memory lane.
Hey, yo, I'm a fool. I know y'all listening like, yo, this nigga's a nut.
So when I didn't know I was a side chick, I had just come out of like a 3-year relationship where the person I was dating cheated on me. And the way I found out was I was having a conversation of mutual friends. So he was cheating on me while I was away. Yo, you good?
I'm dying. I'm going
Blood hit you too strong.
Don't hit it too hard, though.
Alright. Continue.
Oh man, how you gonna cough in my story, bro? So the way I found out is because he ended up being with this other person who we met. Like I knew who she was basically, because we did like a double date thing with her. And so I found out that he was with this whole female while I was away at school, for the better half of like my first semester at college. And it was because I like came home for vacation and was talking to a mutual friend, and he sort of like had a conversation with me about our breakup that I knew nothing about. And I was like, what?
How do you know?
And so basically he mistakenly talked about the breakup thinking that I knew about that we had broken up, and he was dating a whole other female. So I ended up getting out of him, and he was like, yo, like he told us that y'all are not together no more. So every time I called him, he was like playing it off like I was calling to get back with him, but really it was because I was still his girlfriend. So he had a whole other woman that he was dating during that same time. So long story short, obviously it was over. Clearly I was upset and started dating other people. And in that dating process of like meeting a new guy, starting to talk to him, you know, I started to talk to this dude that like literally was pursuing me. And I eventually sort of gave him play because now I was a single woman. I could entertain this. Started like going out with him. Everything was fine, blah, blah, blah. Now I knew that he had some girl back in Florida that he used to be with. But I ended up one day just like finding out that he had never actually broken up with this girl. Like he was still with her. And so I just remember being so heartbroken because I was just like, how am I in this scenario again, right? Where a dude is like, and I feel like that happened a lot in college, right? Like dudes had whole girlfriends back home and like lied about having those girlfriends, then turned around, started dating other people or making promises to other people that they were seeing on campus to like, I don't know, get whatever niggas needed at the time, and just basically used me up. And I would love to say that that was the only time that happened to me. It happened to me again. And so after that, I just got mad, right? And that's the same feeling that you felt, Loso, where you're like, yo, I feel stupid, right? You either get mad and feel stupid. And I just realized that I just didn't want to be nobody's side chick. And to be quite honest, I wasn't trying to be a side anything. Like I was just trying to pursue like new relationship. And my only experience with men before that had literally been that 3-year relationship, had been, you know, my 1-year relationship before that. I had not, you know, been messing around and doing all this extra stuff with men. Then after feeling like played out, I started to talk to other people. And then I started talking to somebody again who everything was cool. I don't feel like we were ever in the space of relationship, right? We just started to like really talk to each other. And then I discovered that he had like a whole girl back home that apparently he was breaking up with, blah, blah, blah. Either way, it was messy. Now, Loso's heard this story, so Loso's going to have an opinion on this. So his friend, right, started talking to me one night, like, oh, you don't want to talk to him, like he got a whole girl, like talk to me, I'll take you out, I'll treat you good, da 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 da, right?
And wait, that was his friend, right?
That was his friend.
That's a scumbag motherfucker, yeah.
So that was his friend, and one thing led to another. We made out, we started talking to each other, and then I guess what he turned around and did was tell his friend about that. Now, his friend decided to be upset about it. And then I find out from one of my guy friends who was on a team with him, and said that he was talking smack about you in the locker room, that you're a hoe, that you go around messing with all these dudes, that you're messing with his best friend. And all I could think about was how you got the nerve to be talking about me when you're cheating on your whole girlfriend, right? And the issue that you're having right now is that your man's told you about how he came and started messing with me and did all this other stuff. Now, I don't know if he told him the whole truth, or maybe it was his plan all along to like test me. I don't know what that scenario is, but I felt fucked up. And I remember feeling like so sad and feeling like, wow, I'm like a whole ass whore now, because all I did was believe niggas and what they said and took them at their word. And that was just me being young, dumb, and stupid, right? Because those are things you learn along the way as a woman. I'm sure there's a lot of females that have felt played out or been in those scenarios where you literally wasn't that type of female, and then all of a sudden overnight you was that female, right? And that was me. That was my story, right? And I just remember feeling hurt by that. And I just remember like people playing on that and terrorizing me around it and calling me a hoe. And I spent like an entire month like unable to like look at niggas, to talk to niggas. Like I couldn't even talk to like guy friends without feeling like some kind of fear, or like somebody's gonna talk to me a certain way or make me feel a certain way. And then comes along the scenario in which I became a willing side chick, right? So there was this guy. He was an upperclassman that, you know, started to talk to me like on some friendly status. And then eventually our conversation turned to like him saying like, I'm really feeling you. I think you're a dope chick, you know. And it was literally on this like, yo, I know how these like young boys have been treating you. And really what the issue is, you shouldn't be messing with these young boys, right? So like, okay, tell me more. Tell me more. Then he turns around and says, you know, I'd like to kick it with you, but just on a like arrangement situation. I'm like, what's that about, right? And I'm telling you, this is like a long ass conversation that we had. Like for 3 hours, this nigga was working me down, right? And I'm literally looking back on it. That's literally what happened. You know, you sit in, y'all are jail niggas, you know, sitting in an interrogation room and they wear you down for hours, right? So it's everything you want to hear, right? And then he gets to like the ask about an arrangement. And I'm like, what kind of arrangement? He was like, well, you know, I'm looking for somebody to like have a physical relationship with. And that's it. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't want nothing like that. I just want somebody I could kick it with, spend time with. And, you know, if one thing leads to another, etc. But I got a girl back home. And I'm not feeling to break up with her. And he then told me about the female that he had before, who was no longer there, no longer around, and that he's done this before, right? And he was like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't have this whole other person. And so now I'm left with a choice, right? And at this point, I'm so broken that my thought process was not how ridiculous this conversation was, but I literally thought to myself, wow, this was refreshing. A nigga that actually was honest. Because at this point, all I needed was honesty, right? And so he gave me that. He gave me honesty. And at first, I didn't buy into it. I just said, you know, I respect that you was honest with me. And that was the literal truth. Because at that point, that's all I needed from a man or a boy, whatever you want to call it. I was young at the time, early 20s. That was honesty. And so eventually I started to like really see this guy and like having a relationship with him. And like, what are my feelings about being his side chick? And now I've literally had several encounters with his girl, some of them hostile. The first encounter that I had with him back when, you remember when AIM was a thing? Where you message people? Well, she was the kind of female, which obviously, to her credit, she knew what her man was. She always got into his like emails, his passwords, his things like that. And I'm saying this now because this is me discovering this over time. But the first time was I was on AIM and he was online. And I just remember that he was either like working out or something like that. And I remember like messaging him, asking him where he was at or something. So he responds back. And the response back was just like not what we had talked about in text. So I found that was strange. So I started to say something else. I can't remember what it was. And then the response came back. And everything about the conversation seemed off, right? Like didn't seem like it was him. And so I started to pick up. Like I remember him at one point saying like, you know, my girl, like, he would tell me her habits. And so I figured it must have been her. So I texted him like, yo, I think your girl's on like AIM. Is you on AIM right now? And he was like, nah, I'm not on AIM. And I was like, well, you're having a conversation with me right now. And so she ended up like revealing it was her mid-conversation. And I somehow finessed my way out of the situation and made it like, because before that I had not said anything like off or damning. It was more like, where you at, what you doing kind of thing. It was nothing that was like sexual. It was literally a normal conversation of like where you are right now. Yeah. And so nothing about what I said was damning, but she had already picked up from the nature of how I like hit him up that the way that you would talk to somebody you was fucking with. You know, I know that that's instinctively a woman would be able to pick that up. There's something about a woman who is fucking with you the way she hits you up versus like your friend, right? But I somehow finessed my way out of that situation, covered it up. And this dude like literally came and fucked me as a thank you for saving his ass, right? Literally. I'm telling you the truth here. And you would think like that would be the cue, right? But as of right now, what I'm telling you about this relationship, or lack thereof, was that shit was like saving me emotionally in some ways. Because then I wasn't dealing with nobody. Because again, like I said, I didn't come on the scene trying to be a hoe and fucking all these other niggas. So I really was able to maintain this type of relationship and not fuck with nobody. And was just like doing my thing. So nobody was talking about me, etc. Right? And it was a while before anyone really like knew what the hell was going on. And the second time, somebody must have knew her, that knew him and had figured it out. And she like threatened to come and beat me up on campus, all this other stuff, right? And so I'm just like, I hit him up on some like, yo, you gonna handle your female or what? Right. Or what? You know, like this wasn't supposed to be messy and now it's getting messy, right? And so I started to own the conversation now, right? Because it's the same thing that you said, Loso, right? Like it's different when it's on your terms, right? I entered into this. This was like a contractual agreement about how this was going to go down, and now it's getting messy. And the whole reason I'm messing with you is so I theoretically wouldn't have to deal with some bullshit, right? So the dream you're selling is not working out. And so whatever he does handles the situation. I ran into her 2 other times on campus. Don't know if she ever knew me, whatever she was visiting him. The last time I saw him, because he was upperclassman, he had graduated before me. The last time I saw him was while she was pregnant. He gets whole engaged to her, and then he comes and has sex with me while she was whole pregnant.
Damn.
While she was whole pregnant. And did I entertain that? Absolutely. I entertained it because at that point, and at that point, it was also like 2 years later. And we had talked on and off, just like casual conversation via text. She, after my freshman year of college, I sent him a photo of me in email. And she got into his email and like threatened to come get me at my house. I sent that bitch my address. She did not come.
She didn't pull up?
She did not pull up. Because at that point, she was going to fight me on my turf.
The whole time, she didn't know how you look like, but now she does?
Now she do, right? And so here's a caveat. So this is a story about also how she got her Facebook, is that she ended up taking that photo and posted it on Facebook. And the way I knew what had happened is because a friend hit me up and was like, yo, there's this photo of you circulating, right? And it's on Facebook, and at that point I didn't have no Facebook. I didn't know what Facebook was, so I had to find it. And
so what was it, a naked picture?
Nah, I was in like a bathing suit. I was in a bathing suit. But it wasn't like a picture that wasn't public already, because it was a picture from AIM, so it wasn't anything at all that I had not already put out there. It's just the way she put that out there on a platform I wasn't on, and then everybody saw it. Then I got all these inboxes, and now I'm dealing with shit while I'm at home, right? And so I ended up getting a Facebook, which then only led to like niggas who saw it hitting me up like, yo, what's good? So yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'm trying to think about the right way to say this.
I don't think there's any right way to say
Nah,
whatever it is you're about to say.
What made it worth it? Because obviously you knew like what you was doing wasn't right because he had a whole girl. Mm-hmm. But what made it? What did he bring it to the table for you?
I think it's just a piece of
not have to deal with other niggas' bullshit.
Exactly.
He's being forward.
Yeah.
He's telling her basically, you know, hey, this is my issue.
Yeah, I get that part.
Know what I mean?
But the part I get is like, why would you continue on? All right, he wasn't a liar. Big deal. You fucked him. Big deal. You now you know the girl knows. Get caught. This is now messy. Why did you continue on? Because now he's just like every other nigga.
Do you want to hear something else about this situation? That was the first person I ever had sex with.
Oh.
That was who I lost my virginity to.
Oh.
So
yeah.
The sex part was good.
No.
Gio came to.
I think this.
Listen,
all right,
he
go ahead.
probably made her feel comfortable at the moment, or she's just like the way he treated her.
I think it's definitely all of those things. I don't think I had an emotional attachment to losing my virginity to this person. Because at first, he didn't even really believe that I was a virgin until we were like halfway in it. He was like, oh shit, right? And that's when I realized, I think now looking back on it, I realized that the face he made, now that I've experienced men more, that the face he made is that he felt awful. Because he really thought like what everybody else was saying about me before.
I hate to break it to you, that's not what that face was. He was winning. He was winning.
Whatever it was.
That's what it was. Like, oh shit, I got a virgin on top of that. I got a side chick and a virgin on top of that. It's niggas like that I beat up just cause I be on some hating shit. That's some hate. That gets you fucked up around me. I find out, yo, you got 2 bitches. One was a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
One was a virgin. That gets you killed where I'm from.
Right. And so, you know, what made it worth it for me? I think at the time it just like I can't even really explain that to you. And I don't think anybody who's been in a lot of those situations where it's been like that, I feel like a lot of it too had to just deal with, it was the way that I was dealing with other things and the way I felt about other things that had happened before that.
I guess with men is it's the complete opposite. It was just about sex for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I knew I was a side nigga, it was just about sex. It was the best thing a man could ask for, especially at the time. Like, I didn't want nobody to live with me. I didn't want to date. I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to, whenever I had the urge, she was available. We did the damn thing. We went our separate ways.
I think for me, listening to you say that, I think it was about control. Like I felt in control.
There we go. Yeah, all right. That makes sense.
That felt controllable to me, right? Nothing was unpredictable. Even the way that she reacted or anything that had happened, as, you know, how much drama that was, like I had already knew it was coming, right? Everything I experienced before that, I had zero control over. I just felt out of control. That gave me back some measure of control, and I led with that, right? After I was out of that situation, anything else I did over that was about the sex, right? Was about like me choosing if I wanted to be in a relationship or not wanting to be in a relationship.
But see, here's the thing though, and I could be wrong, but it from the story, it kind of sounded like you was kind of catching feelings for the dude. And this is the problem with any side chick or side dude situation. Somebody eventually catches feelings. 100% of the time. I don't care what anybody says out there.
Absolutely.
Somebody catches feelings.
I feel
somewhere
like
down the road,
yeah.
somebody catches the feeling. Or you.
Mm.
Why? Because if we're looking at it from a female's perspective, right? And you're the side chick, right? This guy's, if you're doing it for a while, you're going to get used to him. Used to talking to him, used to this and that. And so somebody comes along, you know that's, you know, his girl, and then things start to get more and more serious. You start to see him more and more less than you used to. You're going to catch feelings, right or wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's just a natural, like when you start to get an emotional attachment, even if you don't want to, because you're just so used to that person. And like I said, you had already trauma. You was already dealing with, you wasn't beat for nigga shit no more. You wasn't beat for the lies. This was the only man that could be honest with you. And so eventually down the road, you didn't start off having feelings for him, but you could tell even by the story that there was some feelings involved. Because if there wasn't, you would have just been able to let it go. But you couldn't, it's almost like you felt like you couldn't let that bitch win. And so it's just like, this is the problem with like any side situation. Whether you, like, somebody catches feelings, even for a guy, because even a lot of dudes act like they don't catch feelings. There's been plenty of situations I can think of that I call feelings, or like I'll have an agreement with a female and she be like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that," and then all of a sudden she not cool with it no more,
right?
Or I would try to cut it off, and now I'm dealing with this whole drama. Because now she don't want to get cut off. Now she's trying to tell my girl, or she's trying to do this or that. Them. So it's just like, damn, like you just fucked up the whole agreement. But you hate them. I ain't gonna lie. I was that dude. I did the same shit. I was getting cut off from the pussy, and I was about to be like, I'm about to blow this shit wide open. I was about to tell everybody. I don't give a fuck. But the reality was, I was just like, I was really just catching feelings. And I was mad because, she told me straight out, like, listen, we can't do this no more. Like, I'm trying to make it work with my husband.
Yeah, you was mad because she picked him.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. I was like,
nigga.
Yo.
The fuck you expect, bro?
I'm a prideful ass motherfucker. I was like, I didn't even want it like that. I just wanted to pick me, though. That's how you know. Better motherfucker, yo. I was like, yo, because I really was just like, I really was heartbroken. I was like, damn. But I wasn't heartbroken because I
I don't
loved
feel
her.
like that competitiveness just lies in bed though. I feel like women feel like that too when we're side chicks. We don't want to be thrown away.
Yeah.
We want to be the one that's picked, and then we want to turn around and be like, nah, I'm not trying to be with you.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I wanted. I didn't want her. I just like got mad because I was like,
didn't
damn.
want to lose, man.
I was like, damn. Wait. I was giving you all this good shit. And you still went back to garbage? I was just like, that just makes you feel some type of way. I was just like, damn. Right. I'm really standing there in the mirror in the bathroom, like, damn, like, am I losing it? I don't got. Does the cognac poppy don't got it no more? Man, what's going on?
Bringing that back, cognac poppy. He's making that. Losa's making that a thing, y'all.
I'm gonna make that a thing. Why?
Cognac poppy. Yo, nah. For sure. I feel like definitely there were feelings involved, but I don't think I was delusional about like where it was going to land, right? Because I never like felt hurt that he was with that female, that he got married to her, that they had kids. Like none of those things were like things that I felt. But I will sit here and say like there weren't any feelings involved. I definitely like, that was like a long ass time with one person. And there's just no way that I could have gone through that without feelings. But speaking of like feelings, right? So I've had this conversation with a couple of my girls before. One of my friends was talking about like, oh, I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna be messing with these dudes, da 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 da. And I was like, yo, not for nothing. You listen to like me and my ability to just do that, right? Because after that scenario, like I was like you, Loso, right? I could just do it for the sex and not feel any emotional attachment. But I did it purposefully, right? I'd pick assholes. I'd pick people I really don't like but thought was hot. Like you look good, but I fucking hate something innately about you. And that's why I wouldn't want to get with you.
It's pretty much what women say about me all the time.
Exactly. So, yeah, you're the guy that we would just fuck.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be in a whole ass relationship with you.
And you know what? And it's because of that is why my heart has been broken so many times. Because, I'm just the guy women want to fuck. Nobody wants to marry Loso.
Oh,
just want to use and abuse me.
Nigga, stop saying that with that voice, nigga.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey, yo, what's wrong? Hey, yo, Jill, you mad about my radio voice, nigga? Damn, bro. Leave my radio voice alone, bro.
I think you making Jill emotional, man.
I know, right?
What kind of blunt you smoking today, Jill?
I don't know. Honestly, I just grabbed it and go, man.
I don't know. This shit, I don't know. This shit really from the streets, though. This shit don't even got a character on it or nothing. No. It's like an unmarked bag.
Y'all smoking unmarked pot.
Shit. Yeah, it's probably laced with crack or something. But let's get back to this.
But yeah, so eventually I'm able to like cut off the emotions part of it all, right? And so my advice to her was like, yo, that should sound good when you say you want to do this, but are you the type of female to catch feelings? And now don't go pursuing that because you feel hurt, because I will tell you I've done that and it doesn't do you no justice, right? Yeah. I was like, don't pursue those types of relationships because you feel hurt by the last shit that you was in. It won't help you. I was like, don't pursue niggas on some like, I'm just trying to fuck and then catch feelings for them because it won't suit you either. And I was like, if you can't, I was like, in your ability to, and I was like, and there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm gonna just wait for a real nigga to come along and date him. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with admitting I'm just not the type of female to go out there and have sex and not have feelings, right? I was like, because what I've learned over time is your ability to cut off those emotions is because you've been through some shit. Because you've literally learned how to shut down a natural piece of you in what is supposed to be an intimate moment, right? Your ability to just cut off how you feel like says a lot. And I was like, none of it says is great. I know the reason why I'm able to do that shit. And none of it is a good story, And so I don't recommend it, right? But in the nature of like side chicks, side females or dudes, it's just that we exist. We've been in it where we've not known we were that person and it hurt, and we've been that person on purpose because you've been hurt, right? And it's just not a good cycle to be in. However, if that's the life you live in, that's the life you live in. You know, the tea that I told about Tiger Woods' girl, she making a whole life out of that, you know? And you can feel however you want to feel about it, right? But there are side chicks out here making a whole life and a whole business off of it. There are whole platforms for it.
The reality is there's a lot more side chicks than women want to admit. There's this whole, like, before I did this episode, like, I was talking to a bunch of females, and a lot of females, the first thing they would say is, "Oh, I never been a side chick." And, you know, my first response would be like, "Well, how would you know?" Because not
say that you don't know that.
Like, I'm like, "Oh, I would know." Like, I would know. And I was just like, all right, well, you know, in the case if you're married to the person, then yeah, that would make sense. Then you would know if you was a side chick. Side chicks don't get married. But for a lot of women ain't getting married out there. So a lot of y'all really don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, I know a lot of guys that get away with murder. I mean, legit. And, like, would have this whole girl thinking she the main one. There's actually songs, literally, by a whole bunch of people that just talk about, you know, having the main one, the side one, having the side one thinking she the main one. I could go to a whole rap about this. But the point being is that you don't know. And I just feel like if you do know, or you the type that either was like a victim or somebody that just decided, said fuck it, it's just you caught feelings. One way or another, you caught feelings. And it's just really not worth it. It's not worth even having a side chick. It's better just having a bunch of fuck buddies than to have like a side chick or a side dude. Because it's always a headache. Even if you're a girl and you have side dudes, because you gotta have somebody like me that will come 3 o'clock in the morning yelling with his car blasting sad songs and shit, talking about you gonna leave that nigga. And I'm trying to fight him. I was like, "Dude, come out. Come out." Hey, I'm that guy. I was that guy. Man, we don't even got enough time for them type of stories.
Go outside.
It's like, yo, oh my God. I embarrassed myself so much in the name of pussy. It's not even funny when I was younger. Like, it's embarrassing. I look back as being older, I'm like, damn, why was I like that?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, you know, you look back as a guy, like, if you mature, because some dudes just don't. But if you mature, you look back like, damn, I really did all this shit. Like, yo, I broke my whole knee. I was a side dude to this chick. It was another situation I didn't really know I was a side dude to. She was straight from the Dominican Republic. She was living in Union City. Now, for those that ain't even from this country, that's in New Jersey. It's like the northern part of New Jersey. It's real close to New York. And I used to go see her a lot after school. Make a long story short, she, like, I thought it was kind of weird for her being straight 18 and having her own apartment. Like, she was always bragging about, like, I got my own place, I got my own this and that. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I just thought, like, you know, because I was 18 at the time. So I was just like, yo, this chick really got her shit together. So I'm over there, like, I'm at her apartment, and we're having sex. And, like, you know, in the middle, like, the door opens. And so I'm like, what the hell was that? And she was like, oh my God, I think that was my husband. And I'm like, what? And so I hear the dude, and then I hear another dude. Now, mind you, like, I must have been a whole, like, I think, like, $170. Like, and the dude that opened the door, right, was some, like, big ass, like Dominican dude. And I was, like, by the bed, like, on the floor and shit. And, like, hugging the shit out. Like, I was shaking like I was cold. Like, my adrenaline was going crazy. I was like, oh, my God. Because she had said, yo, he has a gun. So that's what made me go to the floor like that when he opened the door. And he was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, get dressed. Like, hurry up. We got to leave. And so...
Oh, so he ain't see you?
Nah, he ain't see me.
Okay.
And so he, like left. All he did was, like, peek his head out. He didn't really, like go all the way into the door and shit. Mm-hmm. So when he closed the door, like, my first instinct was to just jump out the window. That was like my first instinct. but I seen how far it was, and I was like, damn. And so she's looking at me. She's like, nah, you really need to jump out the window. He will kill you. And so at first, I was trying to be brave. I was like, man, fuck that. I'm walking out. I was like, I ain't jumping out no window. And so then I heard him screaming for her, like, yo, for her to hurry the fuck up. And so I jumped out the window and shit.
What, he sounded like a nigga that would kill you?
Yeah, word up. He sounded like a nigga that was about to beat the shit out of that bitch. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out. You about to fuck her up. I'm out of here. I was like, that. At that time, that's exactly how I took it. I was like, yeah, he about to kill her. I was like, I'm done for it. So I jump out, right? And so I thought, like, I landed good and shit. I didn't do no Spider-Man shit. I did some straight pussy shit. I waited till, like, I hung all the way down. Like, y'all can't see me, but, like, I really was hooked up. And I just slid against the wall. So I'm scraping my fucking arm, and it was all brick. Like, it was cobblestones and shit. So I'm just, like, scraping my shit, sliding down. And the way I landed, I fucked my knee up.
You gotta do that barrel roll.
So,
Barrel roll.
so I'm just there. I'm like, and I'm trying to get up, and I don't even got my clothes on. And so I'm running down Bergen Line in Union City, like half naked and shit, like trying to put my clothes on as I'm running. And my car is not even on the other side where I was running at and shit. I just knew how to get the fuck up out of there. I was like, yo, never again. Only to do it multiple times.
Hey, yo, niggas do the most stupidest thing for pussy, bro.
I'm ridiculous.
We do the most, nigga.
Ridiculous. Yeah, and y'all don't appreciate it. Y'all just like whatever. Y'all really don't appreciate this shit.
Y'all want appreciation.
Like, word up, cause y'all talk about the kids are gone for the weekend, and now niggas be having plans and everything. We drop everything.
Yo, we buy a whole outfit just for one pussy. And yo, we try to go get. If we don't got money, we go get a little loan. Just for that pussy. I'm telling you.
Not me.
Gio telling a personal story I don't know nothing about right now. You get loans.
I'm talking about for everybody.
I'm letting him rock. Go ahead. Say what you want to do.
And when we got weed, we go get front just to go over there to see that pussy. Mm-hmm. Y'all know. Y'all don't know? Come on, man. Some hood shit. We do the most. Even the potheads. We don't got no weed. We walking in the fucking storm, nigga.
We don't have any appreciation because we expect y'all to do that.
I don't know what the fuck.
There is a reality y'all won't do that.
Listen, I don't know.
If I say I'm ready to go, you coming through or not?
I ain't coming
you get
through.
the bold female like listen, you coming or not.
Listen, I ain't doing that shit no more. I have like y'all have abused men for far too long. And
oh my God, that was abuse?
Yeah.
It's abuse.
I just don't I don't come with when females say to come no more. Nah, you gotta earn this shit now.
Oh, okay.
And you go talk to me regular first of all. You gotta ask me how my day is. You're not just gonna hit me up talking about I want some dick. Wake up. I'm like, nah, nigga, nah. Y'all starting this new wave of y'all letting these Megan Thee Stallion chicks get to your heads. Y'all could just talking to us crazy and start demanding shit. Like, nah, I'm making a stand. No.
Cricket? Where the cricket sounds at? Somebody play the cricket sound.
Man, hold out with me. Hold out.
Niggas are like, nah, bro.
Nah, hold out.
Nah, bro. They're smoking it right now, like,
I'm
nah.
telling you. Yo, I'm telling you, she gonna wear something sexy, right? She gonna make your favorite meal.
Nah.
And then she gonna tell you, like, yo, I got you. Just go take a shower. And just be like, nah, I don't want to take a shower. I want to go play Madden. And just kill her whole shit. And it's like, you're not getting no dick. You don't deserve it.
Now what if she's just like, okay, bye.
All
you
right,
good?
then.
She just gonna move on.
He's gonna call her back.
Right, I don't know what Los will say right now.
All right, on to the next one then. Shit, the way they coming nowadays, it's a revolving door in this bitch.
Oh my God.
Yo, this shit's, is it not? I mean, come on, like, any hood you live in, I don't care from Ohio to California, if you live in a hood and you've been in that hood and you don't leave out that hood, chances are you have fucked just about the whole hood. Just by, having, casual sex in that neighborhood because everybody fuck everybody,
Word up.
right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, how many baby moms you mess with, Gio? Barber's baby mom, grocer's baby mom, right?
Your grocers. We got grocers now. We got grocers on Instacart.
Yeah, and you get 20% off. This is the last week for that.
Go ahead.
Go on
ahead.
www.Bluntz Coffee Tea. Yeah, don't you be downloading? You're messing up the ad.
No, I'm just saying. Download the app, the Instacart app.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Terrible. Yo, this is the worst ad promo.
Ghetto.
Yeah.
We're like several blunts in, y'all.
Just
like
get this-
nobody knows we're clam baking up in here.
Listen, man, I mean, that shit's self-explanatory. You lazy, right? You don't want to listen. What millennial wants to go grocery shopping? I don't. Like, I've been using it for the longest now. Like, just because I don't want to go to the store. I hate people. I hate
Especially
waiting
in
in line.
pandemic. That shit.
You always want to mention pandemic every chance you get. Fuck Corona.
You brought it up at the beginning of the episode. Let's
How
talk
did I
about who
bring it
brought it
up?
up, y'all.
I did?
You brought it up. You brought up pandemic and how people been feeling. And I'm just saying, like, people
It's my show.
that Instacart got, you know, some groceries there for you. People who are going to do these shopping for you. You could do contactless, right? They just drop it at the door, especially if you ain't trying to talk to nobody, right? If you're just not trying to talk to nobody, not trying to see nobody, you just tell them to drop it at the door. They take a little photo like Amazon Prime so you know the shit is at your door.
We're going to need to record an ad thing because I'm not going to keep doing this shit every time. I got to be like creative with this shit. Like, y'all know what the fuck Instacart is. Like, you want it or not?
You do want it, trust me.
And yeah, you do want it. And if you go to get it,
and you're gonna get addicted to it.
Get it through me so I can get paid. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
You're
like,
gonna get addicted to it.
Yeah, because Nique won't shut the fuck up about it.
Instacart, I know. Loson's like, yo, everything you want to get on fucking Instacart.
I'm not trying to hear
Go to
that
the
shit,
store,
man.
you lazy bum.
I'm like, yo, word up. Not only that, I'm just like, damn, like stop promoting them. Like, I want to get paid for it. I don't think we're getting paid enough for all the promo you doing for them.
Listen, I just use it in real life, y'all, and so should you. And you could get that little discount by using our code.
That's enough. They don't get no more ass space. So G, you ever been a side nigga before we end this?
Yeah.
He thought he was gonna get away.
And that's the end of the story.
Yeah. Look who got a radio voice now, though.
Who, G?
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
So we're gonna leave it at that with G. Because just so you know, at one point it was. But did you ever not know, and then you found out?
No, never. No. I mean, probably, but I never find out. You know?
Yeah.
So you was an on purpose side nigga?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yo, y'all just see the look. Yeah, just gave me like, shoot, Nique. Shut up. My girl thinks I'm a whole killer out here. She don't need to know.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, you're a good boy now. But speaking of good boys now, right? Like, last question here. Do you regret being a side nigga?
Hell yeah.
Do you regret that now?
Hell yeah.
Do you feel some regrets, Loso?
Nah, I just
You don't give a fuck.
I regret the bitches I picked. I wish I would have been smarter. That's what. Cause I've been through some shit, yo. I got jumped at a whole club being a side nigga. Because again I caught feelings. I'm at this club and it's got two parts. It's got a regular like a hip hop side and then a Spanish side, right? And so I'm there. There's like a little pool section. So I'm playing pool with some people I know, but that I wasn't cool with. I need to let that be known right now because it's an important part of the story. And so before we end this, I'm gonna take you right back in time, and that's not it.
Memory Lane.
Yo, I suck at this, yo. Yo, I'm sorry, yo.
Ka-ching.
It's fucking weed, man. This shit's killing me.
Shit got no name, but that shit name, bro.
That
Yo, I hope y'all enjoying yourselves
That
today.
shit hitting, yeah. I swear, when this YouTube shit come out, we'll be more professional. I promise.
We won't,
Nah,
Lane.
definitely
We
won't.
won't, people. We won't. We will be this hot mess.
Yo, which y'all don't understand why I'm laughing because I got so bad. I ain't got nobody to blame but myself. I really wanted to blame
Yo,
one of
you
them.
hate that.
I really wanted to blame one of them back there. And shit. I just didn't want to do it while we live and recording and shit. Cause I was about to.
Lozo loves being able to blame somebody else.
Word up.
Because I'm like, I'm not even supposed to be doing this shit right now.
So tell your story. So hip hop side,
All right,
Spanish music,
there we go.
Memory Lane.
I don't need you to do that.
Yo, y'all tell me y'all
Yo.
love that. I know that sounded dope. It
Nah,
sounded dope in the headphones though.
Nah, it did, but it's fucking me up. Because I'm thinking I recorded that. I was just like, yo, that's part of the song. I was just like, I don't remember doing that. That's what's fucking me up. Anyway, nah, all right. We gotta be serious. I gotta tell this
Just don't
story.
hit that button again, bro.
All right, I'm
Don't.
not gonna do
They
it.
get the point. Memory
All right.
Lane.
Yeah, all right. So
How'd you get jumped?
so I'm over there playing pool and shit. So the shorty I was messing with comes in. And now, this is gonna sound great. She was this Jamaican chick, right? But she got big. She was like real famous. She was in a video with some rapper from around there. I'm not gonna say the nigga's name, but that's what made everybody want her in the neighborhood. That she was legit a video hoe. That's how you know the town I was in was this whack. That this chick was a celebrity because of that shit. But I was messing with her, and I knew she had a whole dude. Now the dude like she had, like, I didn't get along with. We was on opposite sides of the neighborhood, and at the time I was selling drugs and shit. He was like basically my op. Like he didn't like me, I didn't like him, and it was just like it was even better for me that I was fucking this girl. You get what I'm saying? So like I seen her. And I approach her, and I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to buy her a drink, and like trying to flirt with her, and she's like, "You need to leave me alone." 2 cans here, and so I'm just like, "Fuck him." I don't give a fuck he's here. Now this was around the time where I thought like I was unbeatable, Tony Montana shit. Nobody could do nothing to me, kind of shit, right? So I thought he was by himself, but it was just a whole like his whole people was over there, and mind you, I was just there. Pretty much you might as well say I was there by myself and shit. So I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to play it off like I'm not like nervous or worried about it and shit, but I'm just like, I know this motherfucker going to find out that I'm here. So cause she's trying to say, yo, you should leave. When she said that, that's what gave me heart again. Cause I was gonna slide, but when she said it like that, it's like, yo, you should leave, cause like, you know, they will jump you. And I was like, I ain't scared of nobody. I was like, matter of fact, I ain't going nowhere. I was like, I'm playing pool right here. Ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. So that shit sound good, right? So when she walked over there, I went to the Spanish side because it was in the hip hop side. So I figured I'm just gonna go over there and just chill over there. Now, mind you, I go over there, and there's a whole bunch of people that don't like me over there that just happen to be there that night. And so now I'm just stuck. Because I go over there, and those dudes wind up catching me. I'm giving you the short version of it because we don't really got enough time. But long story short is that, like, because of her, right, I, like, decided to approach the dude because I didn't want to go back to the other side because they were going to kill me on that side. So, like, the only exit I had out was going back the way I came. So I figured if I'm going to go out, I'm just going to talk mad shit. So I see the dude, and I'm just, like, in front of him. I'm just like telling her like, yo, you need to be with me. Like, I love you, this and this and that. Like, I just got heart out of nowhere because I just knew what was coming behind me was a wave of ass whooping and shit. So all these Spanish niggas is behind me, ready to fuck me up and shit. So I'm just talking this bad shit. So the dude just looking at me, and I'm just hoping that that somehow, like in the movies, that these dudes just start fighting each other and I can get out.
Or everyone's so deeply touched by your profession of love that they're just like, you should have that nigga.
But what actually happened was that they all jumped me. And it was good because I didn't really get that fucked up because there was so many people that they were pretty much fucking each other up. And I was just like under this pile. And so security was trying to like get everybody out off of me and shit. And it was literally people was throwing shit. Like, it was just like, yo, I was just like, it was the most retarded thing I ever did. And I wasn't done. I went to her house and was screaming for her to come down. And that
come outside.
Yeah, no, I was like, yo, I want to fight that dude, this and that. If I beat him, you got to be with me. Like, I really said that shit. Yo, I'm dead ass. Yo, I'm such a dick. Yo, I'm such a fucking dweeb. Yo, I'm
you was
dead
fighting
ass.
for the honor.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I was dead ass too. I was so fucked up. I was so drunk, so fucked up. I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, whatever. And so, yo, she's just looking at me like, this nigga. Like, she really looking down the window. Like, she just looked at me and just like, she wasn't entertaining none of this shit. She was like,
go home, Loso.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. She's like, go home, Loso. And I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna wait for that motherfucker to show up. And so, like, he winds up showing up and I leave because he shows up with like 3 other cars. And so
once again,
yeah,
you're outnumbered.
So I leave, right? But that's not the end of the story. I wind up going to her mom's house, right?
Oh my God, Loso, what you doing?
Blunt, bro.
Nah, listen. So I go to her mom's house because her mom was cool with me, and I was trying to get her mom to convince her to leave that dude, and to be with me and shit. And so I went through all this shit, right? Only to like I wind up getting her, right? And then just breaking up with her. I just couldn't take her shit. Like it just really like I just felt like I had to win because I just went through so much trouble. Like, and it's just so much of the story. There was a lot of shit that went on through it, but I just felt like it just had to win. And once I had it, I just tossed it to the side. This is how you know niggas ain't shit. I know.
Facts.
But especially because I put her through hell, and then I was just like, all right, I got what I wanted. Fuck you. And I was just like,
oh my God.
And then I even threw it in her face. I was like, whatever. You was fucking that nigga and me. I don't care about your feelings. That's really what how I legit felt. But really, what it was, I was just heartbroken. I was just like, damn. Like I really thought, like, I can't keep doing this, like, cause I was telling her to leave the dude. I was like, yo, leave old boy. Why you with him? I was like, well, he pays my bills. He does this. He does that. And he's like, you gonna do all that? I'm like, hell no. Nah. But it gets me back because it makes me feel like a bum, like, damn. But really, I just don't want to do it. I just like, yo, why do I gotta pay all that? I'm already getting it. Somebody else is doing it. I just gotta deal with this shit. Like, that's how I looked at it. Like, all right, fine. If his duck ass want to pay the bills and shit, I was like, all right, whatever. But then the nights where, like, I want to go like somewhere, or like holidays, and I would see her doing the holiday shit with him, and you think as a dude that shit don't affect you, but it kind of does, especially if like you don't got nothing else to do. And so
yeah,
you just like,
side dude. You don't get holidays and birthdays and
exactly.
vacations. You don't get those.
Especially because like she was like bad, so I was like I couldn't even show her off because like she wasn't even like I wasn't the main dude. I wasn't the boyfriend. I was just the dude she was messing with on the side. That became the cycle because she was just like, yeah, we gotta stop this. And I was like, because this is getting too like because I started just be like, yo, when you gonna leave that dude? I was like, yo, I keep telling you I'm not gonna leave him. And I know I kept saying that too much, and it's just like I was fucking it up. And so I just went into kamikaze mode after that. I was just like, fuck it.
But your overall regrets is just the people you picked to be with as a side nigga.
That, and I'm just like, some people are just built for it. I think I'm just too territorial for that shit. I need you to be mine. Like, I don't
Facts.
give a fuck. Like, I can't share. Like, it's just, if I'm just being honest, I really can't. It's like, and I think that was really my problem throughout all those situations. Is even the ones I was in control with. I didn't like the idea of you going somewhere else and entertaining another dude.
Mm.
And like, it really would bother me because I'm just so alpha that I'm just like there should be nothing. You shouldn't even want nothing else but me.
Oh,
That arrogant.
wow.
I'm like, yo, how do you even have energy? Like,
Word.
like, how do you even have energy? I don't get it. Like I know he's getting the wax shit because there's no way in hell. No way in hell.
Wow.
No female on this planet is built like that.
I think for me, I think I'm like you. And number one, I don't regret any of it, but not for the same selfish reasons that you got, Lil. So I think for me, like in life, a lot of things are lessons, and those are all good lessons to have learned. You know, I was thinking about as you was talking something you said in the last episode about like women allow certain things to happen, right? And what I will say is that in the process of being a side chick, whether willingly or especially willingly, I would say that was a decision that I made that made it okay for niggas to do that. It made it okay for him to do that to another woman, you know?
Yeah.
And because I allowed that as a woman to be in that situation, it meant that I allowed a man to feel like it was okay to do that to females, even though I know that that's wrong, right? And before, my mentality as a young girl was just like, you know, I'm single, I could do whatever I want, right? Because I have autonomy over myself. Nobody can tell me what to do with myself. But as you get older, you realize the same thing that you're saying, Lil So, right? Before, it's just that these men do some of the things that they do because you allow it, right? And it's not just a you thing. It's what other women will allow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because I allowed a man to let me be a side chick and be okay with that, right? He just felt like it was okay to go off in the world and do that, right? And the reason why it happened to me is because the other female that did it before made it okay. And then it became more okay with me, right? And then it just became okay to do that to a person that you claim that you love, etc. And then it was not okay for her to accept that role, right? That I was just going to be your fiance, this pregnant woman, or whatever it may be, right? Or your long-term girlfriend, your wife, whatever the situation is, and you know about this side woman, then you continue to entertain that behavior, then you're also saying that it's okay for that to happen to you, right? And so let's say, you know, these people break up, like Tiger Woods and his wife broke up and they're no longer married, right? But say she entertained that whole situation and then later divorces, right? He's just gonna think that the next woman I get married to and do this to is still gonna keep me around for a while.
Yeah.
So it's really, really that cycle of what you allow. And now I know that I participate in the allowance of that behavior. And that for me is regrettable and is a lesson that needed to be learned over time for sure.
Well, from a man's point of view, like what I noticed, females that were cool with being side chicks, like for example, like the last episode, old girl, like she was like I told you, I tried to break up with her, and she was just like, nah, like I'd rather be a side chick than lose you at all.
Mm.
And but for like she was a rare case. Most of the girls that I had side chicks and that were okay with it, they were just on some shit like they just wanted a man. They just was tired of boy games. And it's like how you said, it was on their terms. They knew.
Mm-hmm.
They knew what it was about. And they were cool with it at first. But it always winds up, there's feelings get involved one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to me having a side chick, they would catch feelings. Because they would like whatever it is about me and they want more of it. Now they don't want to share no more. Now they want me. Now they tell me to leave. Oh, I got you, or do this and that. Lead them. And it becomes, an emotional attachment. Or the other thing is, I get ready to cut them off. they don't want to be cut off. They want to cut me off. They want to decide when it's over. And when you take that power away from them, that's when they decide to tell, the girl. Because that's what wound up happening. Because I decided, all right, I'm done. I feel too guilty. I want to be about my girl. I'm done with this. She decided to go tell her. And I was just like, and it really was because I decided. Because when she would cut me off, because it was an on and off thing for a while. It's just we had this agreement throughout multiple relationships. She would have a relationship. I would have, you get what I'm saying? And, but when she cut it off, I wouldn't say nothing. When I said, oh, it's done, I'm not doing this no more, period, it was a problem. My point is, it's just like, experience has taught me it's just not worth it. It's too much headache. A lot of these funny stories that people think is funny, in reality, when I was dealing with it, was nothing funny. I lost a piece of me every time. Like, I gave it to these bitches for nothing. And it's just like, now I sit back and I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn. Like, you just waste. And I know I'm not the only person that feels this, man or woman. You just feel like you wasted so much of yourself. Every time you put in a relationship, G and Nique, you put in so much energy. Mm-hmm. Even if you are the side chick, that's still energy you putting into it.
Right.
Or a side dude, you still putting in it. And so, like, to constantly always doing that, it starts to get tiring. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I get how some women just ain't beat for men no more. Mm-hmm. Or how some men just be like, yo, I'm just going to take a year off from bitches or whatever. Because you just get tired. You literally, these relationships are sucking us dry one way or the other.
Right.
And we got to figure out a way to get better at them. Because one way or another, whether you was a side chick or you got cheated on because he had a side chick, a lot of you could relate to these stories one way or another, whether you want to admit to it or not. It's becoming too common of a thing nowadays. And, we got to have to start asking ourselves, is marriage going to exist anytime sooner? Is it going to last? Like, are we just going to continue down this trend? Like, something's got to change. But all I know for me, it's just like, I don't think I'm a golden boy. I will never sit here and say, like, oh, I turned a new leaf. I literally just don't do it no more. Don't cheat. Don't have no side. Because it's too much of a headache. It's legit too much of a headache. It literally has, you can hear it in my voice. It literally has drained me. I used to think it was so cool. And then I just realized, damn, money loss. Just drama.
Time lost.
Drama. The fact that a lot of beef over pussy, like just keeping it a buck. It's just like, I look back at that shit, I'm like, damn. It's fun. It's fun to talk about over a blunt. But when I'm by myself, really, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, damn, all these females is that I just gave so much that didn't really deserve it. And all because I didn't really know my self-worth at the time. Just like you didn't know your self-worth.
Yeah.
Because we undervalued ourselves. I didn't think I was really worth in a lot of these situations. I'd be a buck. Because I was just some hood nigga. And a lot of women I would do this with, they were way more successful than me. So I really just thought, like, whatever. I wasn't really shit. I really would believe it. I even talked to a whole politician that made me believe it. That this is what I would be good for. That nobody would ever really take me serious. So a whole female telling me this shit. Like, nobody would take you serious. Look at you. You a whole thug. Like, who gonna want to walk down the aisle with you with all those tattoos? It's like, not no real self-respecting woman. It's a whole female.
Wow.
And I believed her. I 100% believed her. I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm the marrying type. So everybody will always tell me, like, yo, you gotta die alone. So it just, I don't know. But I feel like everybody has one way or the other have to deal with this type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you know, my only advice to men and women, just fucking have fuck buddies. Don't invest too much time in it. And don't be okay being a side chick.
Word.
Just don't. Because it's not going to be worth it in the end. And really, somebody could have really valued you and made you a main chick. I know we're just in an era, we're just impatient, and we just think we're just going to find who we're supposed to be with. It don't work like that. It gets harder and harder to filter out the bullshit. But you can filter it out. This is all up to you. So with that, we'll let it go. And I'll let Nique sign us out.
All right. Once again, thanks for listening and vibing with Bluntz, Coffee, and Tea, a Loso podcast. Go ahead and make sure to subscribe and visit www.bluntzcoffeetea.com with no and to download all the episodes and to follow Loso and the crew on social media. You can catch us every Friday morning, and for our brothers and sisters behind bars, it'll take a little longer, but we'll be here on JPay every other Friday. And for our loyal listeners with a lot of opinions and suggestions for the show, make sure you email us at suggestions@bluntzcoffeetea.com. Bye, y'all.